Hello, welcome to McDonald's. What can we get started for you?
Hi, can I get a giant grilled parasite with a side of mushroom feet, please?
Okay, and will you be using our mobile app today?
Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in Dungeon is the first fantasy cooking anime ever. And while most anime use their first episode or so to set up their plot and the stakes for the story and all that boring stuff, this show opts to just info dump the whole premise on you in about 5 minutes. So I'll do it in like 1. The show cold opens with the party being swept by a dragon because they're all so hungry, according to Kristoff over here. Oh right, sure, let's pretend it's not because you have a sword and you're only standing there. Just stab, bro. Then Fallon, Kristoff's sister, pushes him out of the way, but then... That's rough. Kristoff, whose name is apparently Laios, is now back on the surface with these two, an elf named Marcel and a 29-year-old child named Chilchuck Tims. Sick name, dude. And they're all like, we should probably go save your sister now. But then Laios remembers that he's really hungry and they need something to eat. Well, it's too bad they're poor now. Guess they're just gonna have to eat monsters on the way to find Fallon. And that's the whole plot. It's nothing too special in that regard, but that's okay because this show is all about the vibes. Delicious in Dungeon is a pure classic fantasy, with uniquely creative environments around every turn and a continuous flow of fantastical creature and monster designs. I mean, this show's got walking mushrooms, slimes, basilisks, the literal kraken, and... wait. Scorpions? You can't fool me. That's just a regular scorpion. You could at least use something fictional, like narwhals. They're the unicorns of the sea. Our party has only one problem. Or well, 2 if you count. None of them have any clue how to prepare monster food. You know, it's too bad they suck at cooking. If only some random dude just walked up and started preparing their scorpion hot pot for them. Oh. Wow, that's actually really convenient. Senshi, my favorite character from anything ever, straight up walks over and starts chopping up their scorpion and just gives them the recipe? Hold up. I've read enough cooking blogs to know you need to share your entire life story before even giving the ingredients list. But Senshi just walks up without even introducing himself and cooks the whole meal, which is why I love him. He's definitely invited to the cookouts. Okay, but why does anime food always look so delectable? And it's not even like the show simply snaps its fingers and suddenly there's a fancy meal. Every recipe feels fully thought out and they bring you through each step in detail. I mean, just look at the details on this. They got the x-rays and everything. It allows me to fully buy into the fact that these monsters are as tasty as the show wants me to believe. I mean, I've never even considered eating scorpion before. And you know what? Well, they still scare me. I'm with Marcel on this one. But I mean, look at this one. That just looks absolutely delicious, doesn't it? Yeah, well, that's actually a giant parasite, so good luck with that. Senshi is a tad unhinged in terms of what he'll eat. And because of that, I almost find it more helpful to highlight what he won't. So I'm gonna name a few monsters that the party encounters early on in their journey. And you guess which one Senshi didn't cook. The options are Basilisk, Living Metal Armor, and the Kraken. That's right, he didn't serve Kraken. That stuff stinks. He grilled its parasites instead. But I mean, some of these dishes look so good that I couldn't possibly resist. So I want to give a rundown of the monsters that I want to eat the most. First, we have painting food. Okay, you can't tell me you've never wanted to eat a painting before. Like, I mean the food in the painting. Like, sometimes it just looks so good, but oh no, it's acrylic. And apparently you can't eat a lot of that, or you'll die. But the only real downside for the fictional painting food is that it's 0 calories and you go back to feeling hungry when you exit the painting, which is kind of an upside when you think about it. Next, this mandrake. This one actually looks pretty disgusting, but it also screamed really loud and gave me a mild headache and Marcel some mild brain damage, so I really just want some revenge.
I do what I did to get back at him and make him grovel at my foot.
These look maxing pumpkins. I mean, this is just what happens when you watch a couple Sam Sulek videos. Orcs. These guys definitely watch Sam Sulek. And as all my fellow gym bros know, chicken is the optimal meat protein source. And because of that, I would definitely eat the roast basilisk. A basilisk is pretty much a chicken with a snake for a tail. Or was it the other way around? I can't really remember, but what I do know is that the dress is blue and gold, and it definitely says Lori. I would also eat the basilisk eggs. I just really like omelets. In fact, here's an omelet I had about a week ago. It was pretty good, 8 out of 10. And yeah, those are all the monsters I want to eat. Feel free to share the monsters you want to eat the most in the comments. And if anyone says mermaid, you should probably try going outside. Who knows, you might like it. Dungeon Meshi was animated by Studio Trigger, who also animated all of these shows that I haven't watched. However, I am aware of their iconic style, which brings me to the show's presentation. Because when this show feels like it has some grandiose action sequences. Like, there's no reason for the show to go this hard with its action, but it does. It's sort of like Free Run, in the way that it's a chill fantasy adventure show that randomly turns into an epic action anime out of nowhere without ever feeling out of place. Like, just look at this scene. Yeah, you're hyped now, aren't you? About halfway through the first season, the show takes a dramatic turn. There's a thing that happens that makes this show so much more shocking, thrilling, and exciting, and so much harder to talk about without giving spoilers. So I do recommend that once this video is done, which it isn't yet, that you should go and watch the show for yourself and see what I mean, because it's kinda crazy, but I don't want to say too much in case someone hasn't seen it yet, so go watch it. However, even in the more mundane moments, there are parts that make you go, dang, that was pretty cool, or dang, I could really go for some takeout right now. Personally, I love the classic fantasy feel that some of these new anime are going for, because I was getting sick of all these isekai like Reborn as a Vending Machine, I Now Wander the Dungeon, Season 2. Wait a minute, this show's getting a sequel? Huh, well, maybe there's no hope after all. Even then, when we're getting shows like Dungeon Meshi and Free Run Beyond Journey's End airing in the same season, it's hard not to feel a little hope for the future of fantasy anime. Dungeon Meshi really scratches that methodical fantasy itch by giving us lots of time to really take in the surroundings and each creature we encounter. But seriously, Laios, isn't your sister being digested as we speak? Is it really time to be leaping into paintings and eating parasites? Nah, I get it though. He just can't help himself. Heck, I still think I could eat a bunch of pokeweed and be perfectly fine. As a viewer though, I'm glad they move at their leisurely pace. It allows me to become fully immersed in this fantastical world of dungeons that this show has to offer. So thanks for putting your sister into danger, dude. I really appreciate it. It makes for good content. It really gives us time to remember that the real food is the friends we made along the way. Wait.
Sorry, could you repeat your code again?
Oh, right. My mobile code is SUBSCRIBE.
Okay. Thank you and have a nice day.